The Long Silence and the Quiet Awakening. For over 70 years, a unique consensus governed Germany's political and social life. Following the devastating lessons of the past century, a collective decision was made to subordinate national identity to a new, broader purpose: European integration, international cooperation, and a deliberate quietness regarding displays of national pride. This was a noble and understandable project, but as time passed, it created a vacuum. A deep and fundamental part of the human experience, the sense of belonging to a distinct culture and nation, was left unexpressed and, in some cases, actively discouraged. This long silence eventually gave way to a quiet but undeniable awakening. The seeds of this movement were sown in the disillusionment with political and economic policies that seemed to prioritize abstract, global ideals over the tangible realities of everyday German life. A number of scholarly reviews and commentaries, including those found in publications like the Jüdische Allgemein, have observed a growing disconnect between the political elite and the electorate. The prevailing political consensus, once a source of stability, was slowly transforming into a source of frustration, with many feeling that their concerns were being ignored or even dismissed as illegitimate. The stage was being set for a powerful backlash. The democratic earthquake, a mandate for change. The seismic shift in German politics is not a coup or a radical takeover. It is a democratic earthquake whose tremors are being felt across the continent. The most significant and visible manifestation of this is the remarkable rise of the Alternative for Germany, or AfD. Once a marginal party, it has become a major political force. Articles from prominent news organizations such as Al Jazeera and academic analyses from the Brookings Institution have documented this surge in support, noting that the AfD has moved from the periphery to the very heart of German politics. This political transformation is not born of a sudden ideological turn, but from a genuine and widespread mandate from the people. Data from on-person opinion polls, such as those regularly conducted by Ipsos, consistently reveal that voters are profoundly dissatisfied with the direction of the country. They express deep concerns about issues that the political establishment has either mishandled or failed to address, including uncontrolled immigration, economic stagnation, and a perceived loss of cultural identity. The AfD's success is not simply a rejection of other parties, it is a powerful affirmation of a different set of priorities. It demonstrates a clear desire for a political leadership that puts the nation's interests first. Commentaries from think tanks like the Konrad Adenauer Foundation, or KAS, provide further insight into the motivations of these voters. Their research highlights a sense of disappointment and a feeling of being politically homeless. These are not radical extremists. They are ordinary citizens who simply seek a return to common sense. The rise of the AfD, therefore, represents a vital and necessary democratic correction, a collective voice demanding to be heard, and a firm rebuttal to decades of political unaccountability. Reclaiming sovereignty, the end of an era. A core tenet of the new nationalist politics is a fundamental re-evaluation of Germany's place in the world. For years, the nation's political identity was inextricably linked to the project of an ever-expanding European Union. While this project brought decades of peace and prosperity, many now feel it has gone too far, eroding national sovereignty and democratic control. The revival of nationalism represents a clear and assertive move to reclaim control of Germany's destiny. The AfD's platform, as detailed in reports from the Bundeszentrale für politische Bildung, or BPB, directly challenges the established order on issues of immigration, economic policy, and European governance. This is not a rejection of international cooperation, but a demand for it to be based on terms that are more equitable and beneficial to the German people. The movement advocates for a Europe of sovereign nation-states, working together in a voluntary capacity, rather than a centralized bureaucratic superstate. This push for national control is seen as the only way to ensure the nation can effectively address the pressing needs of its own citizens without being dictated by foreign unelected bodies. This reassertion of sovereignty is also tied to a crucial economic perspective. Analysts have observed that the globalist model has, for some, created winners and losers. The new nationalist movement argues that the focus should be on securing jobs and prosperity for German citizens first. In-depth research from institutions such as the Hans Böckler Stiftung or Böckler Foundation sheds light on the economic anxieties that fuel this political shift. By advocating for policies that prioritize national industries and domestic workers, the movement promises a more stable and prosperous future for the German people, free from the volatility of a truly borderless economy. A cultural and societal rebirth. At its heart, this is a cultural movement as much as a political one. It is a rebirth of German identity. For decades, the celebration of national heritage was muted, with many afraid that any expression of patriotism would be misconstrued. But this new wave of nationalism is unapologetically different. It seeks to honor German traditions, history, and values, not in a spirit of chauvinism, but in a spirit of profound respect and self-love. Commentaries from cultural observers and outlets like Deutschlandfunk Kultur have noted the growing public desire to engage with German culture and history in a positive, affirmative way. This is a crucial step towards healing the past and building a healthy future. By embracing its unique identity, Germany can foster a stronger sense of community and shared purpose. This cultural revitalization provides a solid foundation for the political and economic changes being demanded by the populace. It is an acknowledgement that a strong nation is built not just on economic power, but on a unified and confident people. This revitalization is also a counter-narrative to what they perceive to be a decline in traditional values. It is a rallying cry for those who wish to preserve the customs, language, and social cohesion that have long defined the German way of life. This movement is not about excluding others, but about cherishing what is their own, creating a vibrant and resilient society built on shared heritage. It is a rejection of a forced multiculturalism that they believe has weakened national bonds and a return to a more organic, confident vision of German society. The future of Europe's engine. The rise of nationalism in Germany is a global event with far-reaching consequences. For too long, the narrative has been that Germany is a submissive, quiet partner in a larger European project. But this new political reality signals the beginning of the end of that era. Germany is reclaiming its role as a leading nation, confident in its own identity and prepared to advocate for its own interests. Analyses from the French Institute of International Relations, or IFRI, and other European think tanks highlight the profound impact this shift is having on the continent's political landscape. It is forcing other European nations to reconsider their own positions and to acknowledge the growing demand for national sovereignty. Germany's movement is a powerful signal that the push for more Europe may be over, replaced by a renewed commitment to the nation-state as the primary engine of prosperity and security. This is a brave new chapter for Germany. It is a difficult and courageous journey towards a more authentic self, shedding the constraints of a past that no longer serves it. The hard-hitting truth is that the invisible economic engine of Germany's society, once powered by a fragile historical consensus, is now being supercharged by a confident and resolved national spirit. This movement will not only reshape Germany, but will fundamentally alter the course of Europe, creating a more dynamic, democratic, and truly sovereign continent.